Hi, everyone. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, but I think we might have everyone here already. Okay, great. Okay, welcome to the 2023 Gift Lopez training webinar. My name is Ellen, and I'll be leading you through today's presentation. I do have a few housekeeping items. This webinar will be recorded, so if anybody on your team wants to watch it later, or if anybody couldn't make it, we will be putting that in the Give Lopez toolkit. You can also ask questions. I'll be trying to keep an eye on them, but if I miss them, I will get to them at the end of the presentation. So kind of our agenda today, we're just going to go over kind of what kind of the challenge basics look like, what that looks like on our site, as well as some just getting started on the platform. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end of the presentation. So a fundraising challenge is kind of a unique campaign. I know many of you have participated in Washington previously, so you all have some understandings of what it does. But in your guys' case for Give Lopez, it'll be a great way for you guys to spread awareness of your mission and work collectively as residents of Lopez Island to raise money for your events and causes. Also engage sponsors, community partners. We have some peer-to-peer options, fundraising, and many more. With challenges, you kind of have that limited time frame. With your guys' case is 2 weeks. That will give them a sense of urgency that donors tend to respond to, for more of an excitement for you all to raise money. So what do you all need to do? So to participate for this year's Give Lopez, I've seen many already register, but you'll want to register your organization if you haven't done so already. You will be doing that on the Give Lopez site, givelopez.org. You'll simply click register. Once kind of, you'll create your custom profile, which we'll go into more detail about of how to edit. You'll plan your fundraising campaign, and then you can also promote your campaign via social media, invite your supporters to participate in these fundraisers as well. So getting started on the platform. So yes, the first thing, if you haven't done so already, is to register your organization. So this short form will give you access to the Give Lopez page. The approval process is within 24 to 48 hours that you'll receive that approval, but I know you guys are all in close contact with Give Lopez, so it's a little bit different, but we're just making sure that we kind of do the entire process for future events when it gets bigger. And then you already have access to your organization's profile, where you'll be able to remove additional administrators on your page. So I think it's very important for you all to learn how to navigate your dashboard. So once you've filled out and submitted your registration form, you'll need to complete some items on your to-do list. Many of you already have pages up, but you'll definitely want to update with things that are more important to Give Lopez. So kind of the 5 basic items we recommend you complete are adding a background image. We do have a gallery of stock images you can use, but we recommend doing one that's pretty simple, so your logo can go in front of it. You'll also want to make sure you upload a logo, because that is what will be kind of on that Give Lopez page and will be representing you throughout the challenge. You'll want to add a story, which is kind of just a description to tell visitors to your profile what your nonprofit organization does. You'll want to build a thank you page. This is a thank you to your donors specifically, letting them know maybe what those funds are going towards, or just thanking them for their donation. And you'll also want to set up your electronic fund transfers for disbursements. You can also, if you're kind of having some issues while going through your pages, you can always reach out to support@mightycause.com, and they would be very happy to help you set up your page. We also recommend taking some time to get to know your dashboard. Your dashboard is where you can really manage most of the stuff for your organization. You'll automatically land on the welcome screen or your home screen, which is where you'll find your to-do list as well as your metrics for your nonprofit. Under profile, you can edit your page in the page editor, adjust your page settings where you can set your goal for the challenge and enable a progress bar on your page. You can also go to live view to see what your page would look like to visitors without logging out of your account. Below that on your dashboard is your report section, which is your one-stop shop for everything related to donation management. You're able to preview and export your donation report, and you can view and manage your disbursements. So part of your to-do list will be setting some things up. And if you have any other questions about kind of some more specific things, once again, you can reach out to support@mightycause.com. So your profile will be the face of your nonprofit for Give Lopez. So you'll want to make sure it looks great and represents you well. Just so you know, your profile link is the link you'll share with your supporters to ask them to donate to your challenge page. So to share your page, just copy and paste the URL into your email or social post or wherever you're advertising your campaign. I do want to note for a few of you, you may have accidentally or it sent you to the Washington Gives instead of Give Lopez. So make sure when you are sharing that URL that it's givelopez.org in the front of it. That way it will lead to the right page, and make sure that you are campaigning for Give Lopez. And we'll make sure that those get transferred over as well. But just for your own peace of mind, just make sure that it's that givelopez.org link. So kind of when you're going through your to-do list, you'll want to customize your profile to match your brand. There are two ways to start customizing your profile. You can click Profile on your Mighty Cause Manager and choose Page Editor from the submenu. This will open up everything you are able to edit. If you're a list person, you can go down the list to make sure you hit everything you want. The other way to customize, as you can see in the visual here on the slide, is to click Profile and use the little pencil icon that appears on the page to indicate a section can be edited. Just click the little pencil and that section will open up for editing. So you will want to, the first thing you'll want to do when editing your profile is uploading your organization's logo. You can use the pencil icon to open up that section for editing. Logos need to have a 1-to-1 aspect ratio to fit the logos. The logos on Mighty Cause are the same aspect ratio as most social media sites. So you can use your logo that's maybe part of your Facebook or your Twitter profiles. So it's pretty simple there. You'll want to make sure your logo doesn't clash with your background image. That's what, if you're having trouble with background images, most of our stock images are pretty neutral to help with that clashing. So your background image will look best if it's mostly text-free and a strong image that represents your nonprofit. Landscape-oriented images will work best. We also, once again, offer those I cannot make these bigger, but we will also have these slides images for you all so you can look at them longer. You can also change your theme color to match your organization's branding. The theme color allows you to pick a consistent color that shows throughout the experience your organization provides for your supporters. It's really easy to set up. Just click the button that says Edit Theme on the background image, and it'll open up that section for editing. This is where you choose a background image from. From there, you can choose to apply an overlay or to your background image. If you want to pick a color from the color box provided, you can use a hex code to get the exact color you want for your theme. So your page metrics, this will only pertain to people who have used Mighty Cause in the past, but you'll want to reset those page metrics to start calculating for Give Lopez on April 17th. If there's already metrics in there, but if you've never participated in the past, you will not need to do this. So the About section of your page is your chance to explain what your nonprofit is all about. The text editor is right in the section, so all you have to do is just click into the section and start writing. You can add media to your story to jazz things up, utilize the inline text editor to add links, upload images, link to videos from YouTube and Vimeo. Those will get embedded into your story. So people visiting your profile can simply click into them and they will play. You can also add bulleted or numbered lists. This spot is really where you can go in depth about your work and make a strong appeal to donors, tell them why your organizations need their support and show the impact of your work. Another very cool place on your profile is the ability to add a custom tab. If you have any extra info that you would like to share that doesn't really pertain to Give Lopez, you can add that there. You can add really anything you would like, information about any upcoming events, frequently asked questions, information about your staff, acknowledgements, resources, and links to more. You can create up to 3 custom tabs that you can label however you'd like and fill them with whatever content makes your profile page more awesome. You also have the ability to integrate your social media. The media gallery on your organization's profile page is where you'll be able to add any additional images you have of your organization. It's a great way to visually show donors what your organization does and where your funds are going. You can also connect your organization's Instagram, which imports the pictures you already have there. Connecting your Facebook or Instagram accounts not only provides additional content, but it also lets people coming to your page know that you have these social settings so they can easily follow and like you right from your profile page. You can optimize your social share settings with the settings section on your Mighty Cause Manager. Basically what that means is you can standardize the social template whenever someone shares your campaign. Set a standard logo, blurb, and even hashtag that populate whenever a supporter spreads the word about you. So you can access your reports and donations and disbursements in your reports section. So by clicking on that left-hand side, you'll see reports. Your donation report will be available to you in real time and include information like the donor's name, email, any designation or dedication options that you have, the gross and net amount of their donation, as well as fees associated with their donation. You'll also know what page they donated to, as well as a lot of other information. Within the donor experience section, which we'll be going into a little bit more later, you can set what information you collect during the checkout process to show in that donation report. So for example, if you needed to collect phone numbers or addresses from your donors, you can do so within the donor experience section. So it shows on your donation report. So your checkout flow is very important. You can add any, as I mentioned before, add any donor data you might want to collect, whether that's a phone number or just a simple question of something like, would you be willing to volunteer for your donors to answer in that checkout? You can also use the custom donation suggestions to reinforce impact. So where you see that pencil icon, that $50, instead you could say this $50 will buy a specific book that maybe you need for a student, or this $100 will go towards meals for a certain thing. You can just emphasize your impact by giving more information of those suggested donation amounts. You can also preview the donor checkout flow by simply, this is exactly what it looks like to the donor, so you don't need to make a test donation or anything like that. It's simply just exactly what your donor will see minus all of the pencils. So it's a pretty easy form, and making sure that it is as simple as possible for your donors. This is also where you will be setting up your thank you page, and you can customize your donation receipt, both of which use the same text editor as your story profile. So you can add, once again, any text, any links, a video image, or a CTA button to lead them to something else, whether that's learn more, or maybe you have an upcoming volunteer experience, or maybe you want to get them signed up for your emails. These are all great ideas for your organization. There is a lot you can do in the donor experience tool to optimize your campaign and customize that checkout process for your donors. Another great tool in the fundraising section is our matching grants tool. As I'm sure many of you know, having a matching grant from a donor can go a very long way in driving donations. So I want to make sure that you are aware of the tool in Mighty Cause. The matching grants tool is versatile, and you have a lot of options on how you can structure your match. While a lot of matches are one-to-one, where if someone gives that amount, the exact amount is matched. You can do a 2-to-1, a 3-to-1, or match a percentage of each donation. Our matching grants tool does the math for you. So all you have to do is choose how you want to structure your match. You can also apply a match when a certain number of donations has been received. So for instance, if there was a bonus challenge, or if anything else, you can set it for that time frame. While it might kind of sound like a lot, it is very user-friendly, and you have a lot of flexibility on how you structure that match. I would highly suggest checking out the matching grants tool and to see any of the possibilities and start brainstorming some people to reach out to get these matching grants. Yes, corporate matches could be on that site. You'll just, once you receive those funds, you can set up that matching grant. It's pretty straightforward. And then if it's a corporate match, you simply can acknowledge, you can say who the corporation is, put their logo in there so it's very obvious who the matching grant is coming from. But yeah, you can set all of that up with our matching grants tool. So the last section on our admin bar is the settings. If you click settings, it opens to a submenu where you can update your organization settings, like your URL. This is where you can manage your EFT. So you can get all that money that you raised for your campaign. You can also update your legal information if it's not up to date. This section is also where you can add or remove admins from your account. And lastly, my favorite part of the settings is where you can access all the integrations that come with Mighty Cause account. You can integrate your MailChimp or your Constant Contact, your account on Mighty Cause. You can also integrate your Salesforce. There are some very powerful tools, yeah, it's something great to check out. We are still working on our nonprofit toolkit, but once it is done, this is an example from Cincinnati Gives, but we'll have very similar information on there. So it will be under resources, NPO toolkit. We will have these recordings. We'll have the future webinars there as well. We will make sure we have the frequently asked questions updated, some basic how-tos. We have a lot of PDFs and other things for more strategy-based information for you all for this year's campaign. And we will let you know when that is all set up and updated, but it'll definitely be updated by the next webinar. And we will keep you guys in the loop on that. So as you guys are all setting up your campaigns, I just want to make sure you guys are aware of Mighty Cause support. They're happy to help you. Reach out to support@mightycause.com. They're the experts on all things matching grants, as well as getting your page set up. So please reach out to them. They respond very quickly. So I would use them as a resource whenever. And that is all I have. Are there any more questions? Yes, so this entire recording will be up on that nonprofit toolkit for anyone else who might want it. As well as the slides themselves. So you can go back and reference those. I will get those up as soon as possible. Okay, I do not see any more questions, but our next webinar will be more about strategy. Yes. How you can add Give Lopez to your main page. Are you, so you will be, we will take care of that. So you will be under the Give Lopez umbrella instead of Washington Gives, if that's where your page lands now. But yes, once you're on the Give Lopez page, you will see yourself under that. But there's nothing that you will need to do. I just want to make sure that when you are sharing your organization pages, that it's your Give Lopez page and not your old Washington Gives page, but that will be switched over automatically for you once registration goes through. The trainings have been announced. So our next one is, I totally forgot to write it down. The next one is soon. Our second one is March 13th at 10 a.m. And those will be on the nonprofit toolkit. And I also believe Sue has been sending those to you as well. So I we'll make sure we follow up everyone who was at this one with the links to the next one. So donors get receipts automatically. So as soon, that's also something you customize in your, I'll show you. So the donation receipt is also in that checkout section. And that's something you will customize, but those are sent automatically as soon as they make the donation. They get their receipts through the through their emails. So those are sent via email. If for some reason they put the incorrect email or they put an old email in, they can reach out to support@mightycause.com and we can resend those receipts to whichever email is most relevant to them. Support phone number is 202-800-1618. I will say that they do respond faster with email because also they can share images and instructions a little bit clearer that way sometimes. So I do recommend email because it does seem to go faster with setup questions as well. Okay. If there are no more questions, if anything else comes up, let us know. We're happy to help. But I will see you all on the next webinar. Good luck putting all your pages together, but we will be in touch with more information. All right, have a great day.